A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant development on Monday, a federal magistrate judge ordered the Department of Justice, DOJ, to hand over grand jury materials related to the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. This ruling comes amid serious allegations of government misconduct that may have compromised the integrity of the grand jury proceedings. The case against Comey, which includes charges of false statements and obstruction of justice, has been under scrutiny since his indictment in September. The magistrate judge, William Fitzpatrick, expressed concerns over a disturbing pattern of profound investigative missteps that could potentially taint the case against Comey. The judge's 24-page ruling criticized the DOJ's handling of the indictment process, particularly targeting interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Lindsay Halligan. Fitzpatrick accused Halligan of making fundamental misstatements of law to the grand jury and highlighted unexplained irregularities in the grand jury transcripts. According to the judge, Halligan claimed to have last contacted the grand jury at 4:28 p.m. on the day the indictment was issued, yet shortly after, the grand jury rejected one count against Comey. This led to the need for a second indictment, which Halligan presented to the court just minutes later. Fitzpatrick noted that the timeline raises serious questions about whether proper procedures were followed, suggesting that the indictment may not reflect the deliberations of the grand jury accurately. This raises the possibility of the defense challenging the validity of the indictment. Furthermore, the judge criticized the government's handling of search warrants executed as part of the FBI's Arctic Haze investigation, which sought to obtain information from Comey's friend and attorney, Daniel Richman. Although the government allowed Richman to identify privileged content, they failed to engage Comey in this process, despite their attorney-client relationship. Fitzpatrick pointed out that the materials seized from Richman were central to the government's case against Comey. The judge also expressed concern over the fact that only one FBI agent presented evidence to the grand jury, despite the agent being exposed to potentially privileged communications between Comey and Richman. Fitzpatrick condemned this practice as highly irregular, suggesting that it could have improperly influenced the grand jury's deliberations. Additionally, the judge took issue with Halligan's comments to the grand jury, which implied that Comey's choice not to testify should be interpreted as a sign of guilt. This statement contradicts the legal principle that a defendant's silence cannot be used against them. Fitzpatrick's ruling has significant implications for the ongoing case against Comey, as he ordered the DOJ to provide audio recordings of the grand jury proceedings and all sealed materials by the end of the day. Comey's legal team is also challenging the indictment on other grounds, including claims of improper appointment of Halligan and allegations of vindictive prosecution. As the situation unfolds, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia has declined to comment, and the Justice Department has not responded to requests for further information. The potential for dismissal of the indictment looms large as the defense prepares to argue against the government's actions in this high-profile case. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.